You think a mature woman wants your hands first, your lines first, your confidence performance first. But what she wants, touched first, is deeper than that. And if you miss it, you can have charm, looks, money, and still fail where it matters most. Most men don't lose because they lack attraction. They lose because they lead with appetite before awareness, pressure before presence, impulse before understanding. So subscribe now if you need regular reminders of the truth, because the world keeps feeding men fantasies, and fantasies make you sloppy. You do not need more fantasy. You need correction. You need clarity. You need the kind of truth that puts your feet back on the ground when your ego starts sprinting ahead of your discipline. Here's what it really means. Every mature woman wants her mind, her emotional world, her sense of safety, her dignity, her nervous system touched first, not manipulated, not gamed, not handled like a trick, touched with awareness, touched with restraint, touched with the kind of masculine presence that says, I see more than your body, I respect more than my urge, and I am not here to consume you just because I desire you. That is what most men never understand. They think escalation creates connection. But with a mature woman, connection creates permission. And if you reverse that order, you don't look masculine. You look undisciplined. That is the misconception. Men think attraction is mainly physical, so they rush to physicality. They think tension means speed. They think chemistry means license. They think if she's drawn to them, then the smartest move is to press harder, flirt louder, touch sooner, suggest more, imply more, force momentum before trust has even had the chance to breathe. That is not confidence. That's impatience dressed up as boldness. That's hunger pretending to be leadership. The hard truth is this: a mature woman is not impressed by how quickly you can move. She is watching whether you can hold yourself still. She is not testing whether you can create heat. Plenty of men can create heat. She is testing whether you can carry heat without becoming reckless. Whether desire makes you sharper or dumber. Whether beauty makes you more present or more performative. Whether you can stay grounded when temptation enters the room. That's called self-command. And self-command is rare. Why does this matter so much? Because mature women have usually seen the pattern already. They have dealt with men who were charming for 30 minutes and careless after that. Men who knew how to pursue but not how to protect. Men who wanted access without responsibility. Men who touched the body while completely missing the person. So when you come in leading with appetite alone, she does not read that as passion. She reads it as predictability. She reads it as another man who has not done the deeper work. Another man who confuses wanting with valuing. That's the root cause. Most men are not actually trained in presence. They are trained in pursuit. From a young age, they are taught to perform, win, impress, get the girl, seal the deal, prove themselves. Nobody teaches them to regulate themselves. Nobody teaches them that the deepest masculine strength is not force but steadiness. So they grow up with a frantic relationship to attraction. They see a woman they desire and immediately leave their center. Their voice changes. Their posture changes. Their judgment changes. They stop observing. They stop listening. They start chasing. That's called losing frame. And once you lose frame, you stop touching what matters first. You stop touching her mind with intelligent attention. You stop touching her emotional world with patience. You stop touching the atmosphere with calm. You stop touching the moment with respect. Everything becomes about your urgency, your timeline, your validation, your fantasy. You are no longer connecting. You are consuming. And mature women can feel that fast. Faster than men think. Because neediness has body language. Impatience has body language. Entitlement has body language. Even when your words sound polished, your energy tells the truth. And what does that cost you? More than a date. More than attraction? It costs trust before trust ever had the chance to form. It costs mystery. It costs depth. It costs the chance to be experienced as a man who is actually safe to open up to, safe to soften around, safe to respect. You turn a potentially powerful connection into another forgettable interaction because you could not govern yourself long enough to let the right thing grow in the right order. You stop reading her. You stop reading yourself. You stop noticing where she relaxes and where she tightens. You stop noticing whether she is opening or merely being polite. You stop noticing whether the moment is mutual or whether you are dragging it forward with your own projections. You stop noticing the difference between chemistry and comfort, between seduction and trust, between interest and emotional permission. And when a man cannot tell the difference, he doesn't become more effective. He becomes more dangerous to his own outcomes. Listen carefully. A mature woman does not want to feel hunted. She wants to feel met. That is a different experience entirely. One is pressure. One is presence. One says, "What can I get from you?" The other says, "Can I actually hold the reality of who you are?" One is fantasy. One is reality. One is boyish urgency. One is masculine containment. If you do not understand that, you will keep sabotaging yourself while telling yourself you were being direct. No, direct is not the same as careless. Bold is not the same as invasive. Masculine is not the same as aggressive. Those are weak men's definitions. Weak men think intensity is power because they have never learned how much power it takes to remain composed. But the stronger man knows something they do not. He knows anticipation is not built by taking too much too fast. It is built by making a woman feel that with you she does not need to brace. And when she no longer feels the need to brace, something changes. Her guard lowers naturally, not because you manipulated it down, but because your presence gave it no reason to stay locked. Her laughter gets fuller. Her eyes stay longer. Her body relaxes instead of calculating. Her speech becomes more honest. Her warmth stops being social and starts becoming personal. That is when connection becomes real. That is when attraction has roots. That is when touch in every sense of the word means something. Look at the man who understands this. He walks in with desire, but desire does not drag him around. He notices beauty, but beauty does not make him sloppy. He has boundaries, so he does not rush intimacy to soothe his insecurity. He has purpose, so he is not trying to turn every attractive woman into a proof of worth project. He is grounded, so silence does not scare him. He is attentive, so he catches shifts in tone, pace, comfort, and energy. He respects himself, which means he is capable of respecting her without turning it into weakness. He can flirt without becoming thirsty. He can lead without becoming pushy. He can want without lunging. That man is different. You can feel it. So can she. He touches the room first, with calm. He touches the conversation first, with attention. He touches her mind first, with substance. He touches her nervous system first, with steadiness. He touches her dignity first, with restraint. Before his hand ever reaches her skin, his character has already reached the deeper places that tell her whether she can trust what happens next. That is grown man energy. Not timid, not passive, disciplined. And let's be honest about why some men resist this truth. Because discipline feels slower. Presence feels less dramatic. Restraint does not feed the ego the same way reckless escalation does. When you move too fast, you can pretend you are fearless. When you actually slow down, now you have to face your motives. Now you have to ask, am I trying to connect or am I just trying to conquer? Am I listening or am I waiting for my turn to impress? Am I here with her or am I trapped inside my own fantasy? Those are uncomfortable questions. Good. You need uncomfortable questions. Comfort has made a lot of men weak. So what do you do instead? First, stop leading with performance. Stop trying to be the most clever, most impressive, most instantly magnetic man in the room. Mature women are not moved by theater for long. They are moved by congruence. Say less. Mean more. Be warm, but don't rush. Be direct, but don't lean. Hold eye contact without staring like a starving man. Let your body communicate ease, not demand. Let your tone communicate certainty, not salesmanship. That's step one. Step two, listen for what she values beneath what she says. What does she respond to? What makes her soften? What makes her sharpen? What makes her animated? What makes her guarded? Pay attention, real attention, not fake listening while you plan your next move. Mature women can tell the difference between being observed and being studied. One feels respectful. The other feels predatory. Learn the difference. Step three, regulate your tempo. Slow down your hands. Slow down your assumptions. Slow down your need to turn every good moment into immediate escalation. Let tension breathe. Let the conversation develop depth. Let trust stack. Let her feel that your attention does not instantly become pressure. That matters more than most men realize, because when a woman feels no pressure, she can actually choose. And when choice is present, desire can become honest. Step four, touch with intention, not appetite. And sometimes that means not touching at all yet. Sometimes the most masculine move is restraint. A pause, a held gaze, a calm smile, a respectful distance that says, I can handle myself. If and when you do touch, let it be congruent with the moment, not your fantasy. Natural. Brief, grounded, free of desperation. Touch should confirm connection, not try to manufacture it. If you are using touch to force what has not been earned, she will feel the mismatch, even if she cannot explain it in words. Step 5, redirect your focus from how do I get closer fast to what am I building here? That question will clean your whole approach up. Are you building safety or tension without depth? Are you building trust or just momentum? Are you building mutuality or just chasing access? Are you building something real Or are you trying to skip the part where reality decides? Ask that, and your behavior changes. Your pace changes. Your standards change. Step 6, keep your own dignity in the room. This matters. Men who lose themselves early are not romantic. They are unstable. Do not overtext because you had one good conversation. Do not overinvest because she is attractive. Do not start bending your schedule, your values, your posture, your emotional balance just because a woman gave you attention. Stay centered. Stay deliberate. Stay unavailable to your own desperation. That's called self-respect. And self-respect is attractive because it communicates abundance of spirit, not scarcity of identity. You have to understand something deeper too. What a mature woman wants touched first is often the place life forced her to protect. Her peace, her trust, her mind, her sense that she can relax without being reduced, her sense that she can be seen without being rushed, her sense that the man in front of her is not just excited by her femininity, but responsible enough to deserve proximity to it. If your masculinity cannot offer that, then it is not mature masculinity. It is just appetite with better posture. This is why the loudest men usually lose the deepest women. The loud man creates sparks. The grounded man creates safety. The loud man keeps reaching. The grounded man keeps reading. The loud man needs constant forward motion because stillness exposes his insecurity. The grounded man can let the moment breathe because he does not need every second to reassure him that he matters. Which man do you think leaves the deeper mark? Which man do you think gets remembered? Which man do you think a mature woman gradually opens to? Not the one who touched her body first. The one who touched her sense of peace first. And no, this does not mean become soft, vague, or timid. It does not mean ask permission for your own existence. It means become precise, become observant, become dangerous to your own worst impulses. Become the man who can hold fire without burning the house down. There is power in that, real power. The kind that does not need to announce itself because everyone in the room can already feel it. So the next time you are with a woman you're drawn to, remember the order. Presence before pressure. Attention before assumption. Steadiness before speed. Respect before access. Read her comfort. Read the atmosphere. Read your own body. If your mind starts racing, slow it down. If your ego starts performing, cut it off. If your hands want to rush ahead of the connection, hold them back. Let your restraint say what your mouth doesn't need to. Let your groundedness do the work weak men try to do with tactics. Because the truth is, what most men call confidence is often just unexamined urgency. And what mature women call attractive is often much quieter than that. Calm, clear, centered, disciplined, present. A man who does not collapse into impulse the second desire arrives. A man who knows that if he cannot master his own energy, he has no business asking for access to hers. That is your reframe. The first thing she wants touched is not her body. It is the part of her that decides whether your presence feels safe enough, real enough, and strong enough to welcome closer. Her mind, her trust, her peace, her emotional world. Touch that first with the way you carry yourself, and everything else has a chance to unfold honestly. Miss that, and no technique in the world will save you. So stop rushing. Stop performing. Stop confusing appetite with leadership. Redirect your focus. Build presence. Build restraint. Build a life that keeps you centered. Build standards that keep you clean. Build the kind of masculine self-respect that does not need to grab because it knows how to hold. You are not here to be another man who takes without understanding. You are not here to be another restless ego hiding behind charm. You are not here to fumble depth because you were too hungry to honor order. You are here to become the man whose presence calms the room, whose discipline sharpens desire, whose steadiness earns trust, and whose self-respect makes his attention mean something. That is the shift. That is the edge. That is the identity reset. You are not the man begging to be let in by force or performance. You are the man who becomes worthy of deeper access because he knows how to touch what matters first. And once you understand that, everything changes. Your pace changes. Your standards change. Your results change. Most of all, you change. You are not chasing the answer. You are the answer. Subscribe if you want more truth like this, more clarity when instinct gets noisy, and more reminders that real masculine power starts with self-command. Stay close if you are done with fantasy, done with sloppy habits, and ready to become one of the few men who move with discipline, read reality clearly, and build real connection without betraying their own worth. You belong with men who are learning to master themselves first.